strengths
and the weaknesses
of being a mother.
Yes.
What does that mean, you guys?
What does that mean?
This is really touchy. I'm like, ooh, I get very sensitive when it comes to like mom stuff.
Like, do you really want to confess what you're bad at as a mom?
True, to be honest.
Because we're not perfect. We're all human beings. We, you know, we don't have a perfect.
But do you know what I think of?
What?
You know, like when you like go to like AA and they tell you just have to confess.
We're in confession.
We're in confession.
Right
It's
now.
like it doesn't become your reality
until you confess it.
Right.
But this is gonna make us better.
Speaking it out.
Right.
Ooh.
And I think because we're all moms, we're all MILFs,
right.
and kind of helping encourage each other when we are bad at something, or like, or giving tough love, like, hey, you need to work on this.
Right. Or giving advice on how to make that situation better. Exactly. What you can do to make it better. So, if you guys watched the last video, I started last, so I'm gonna start with you.
Oh, I gotta go first.
What would you say is something that you struggle with? What you feel like you're failing at?
God, okay.
As of now.
Okay. Well, if I have to talk about, it's almost, it's so hard to talk about what you're bad at, you know, because like, do I really want to like air it all out, you know? And it's like, man, you know, it's like I'm not perfect. I have 3 boys, you know. I was a young mom. I had my first at 19, and you know, marriage. Oh, Lord Jesus, marriage.
Oh, okay. Well, that could be something that has to do with parenting and stuff too, and that's a whole nother thing.
Parenting is what I was trying to say. It's trial and error, you know. You don't really know if it's working for you until you try it, and then I guess it does work, and sometimes it doesn't work. And you know, it comes to disciplining your kids.
And
you don't
each
know.
kid is different.
They're all motivated by
different.
You know. But I would say if I had to choose something at the top of my head, you know, I am really bad when it comes to schoolwork with my kids. You know, if I could have changed anything, early on, it would have been reading with my kids at a young age, because what I've realized now is, now that they've gotten older, because I have an 8-year-old, 11-year-old, and 14, and it almost is like embedding that school is important at a young age. So even though it's just reading, or at a, you know, reading to your kids before they go to bed, I didn't really do. We like prayed before we went to bed, or we played games, or we stayed up and had movie night or popcorn, or you know, I'm always about the
fun.
For those of you guys who know me, I'm a very fun mom. I like to be the fun mom. That's my title. If I had a strength, that would be my strength. But it's also a weakness, and it's like just as much as I am the fun mom, and just as much as I am, you know, let's do this, and let's go to the mall, and let's go to the movies, and let's go to Family Fun Center, and let's go to Wild Waves, and let's go to Family Vacation, and it's like, in the same sense, I'm too much of my kids' friend
versus their mom, and you have to do that.
And it's a very touchy subject, and it's like, you know, when I've worked all day and my kids have been at school all day, I don't embed on them and push on them, okay, schoolwork. Yeah. And it's like, I wish I was. Now, again, now that I'm a little older, I'm wiser, my kids are a bit older, and now I'm seeing what I've been doing wrong. It's really been hard on my kids, because they're all behind in some aspect or another in school.
What I do to help with that, because I have the household of 5, my nieces, my 2 adopted nieces, and my 3 biological. The baby doesn't count yet, but you know what I mean. What I do is having my schedule. So when we get home, it might, like I was saying in the previous video, it might alter a little bit, but knowing that, okay, we need to make sure we do our reading. We need to make sure we do this. It's not something that they're not familiar with. They know what's going to happen. And that helps me keep them on track.
Yeah, that's good.
Just having a schedule.
And you know, I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, that sounds good. But it's like, it's easier said than done.
It is. You actually have to like go along with it.
It is, but it's something that can help you.
And it's, you know, but you know, my wife, she's my backbone. She's the one who tells me, hey, kids got to read 30 minutes every day. Right. And before I met my wife, honestly, I wasn't doing that. You know, and it's like, I was going through divorce. I wanted my kids just to be happy. I didn't, you know, and it's like, when you are going through things in your life, and I was going through divorce, and my kids were transitioning to a different school, it's like, I just want them, I'm more worried about their happiness and their sanity. I'm not really worried about the schoolwork.
Which is still really important.
I know, which it is.
You have to have a balance.
But now that I'm married, and now that I'm like, okay, more structure, it's been a couple years, and I'm, you know, in a new marriage, and my kids are adjusting to that. Now it's time for structure. And I'm seeing in my life, and I'm seeing in my kids' life where the structure needs to be. And again, it's easier said than done. Right. But I'm working on it, and it's like, I have a set structure now in my household, but I'm bad at the discipline. So where I'm weak, my wife is my strength,
which is good.
But
You guys
what's your
balance each
strength?
other
Talk
out.
about like what's
What is
something you're
one
proud
of
about
your
as far
good?
as-
Yeah.
I'm very proud that I have a really good relationship with all my boys.
Okay.
You know, I'm a girl, but I have 3 boys, and to be able to still relate to them in some aspect, and with, for instance, my oldest one is 14, and it's like he's liking girls and all these things. He's so open with me, and he's like, Mom, I have this girlfriend, and we talk about this, and he lets me openly read his text messages and all that kind of stuff, and he's on FaceTime, he's like, Mom, come say hi to my friends, and you know, when I went to this football banquet, he wants me to sit. No other parents are with their kids, but yet my son is
so
like,
he's proud of you.
he's proud of me, and it's like, I'm
cute.
proud that all my kids are like, Mom, my friends think you're so pretty, and Mom, my friends think you're so cool, and they wait to FaceTime with their friends, and it's like, I love that I have a good relationship with my boys, because when they get older, I want them to know I worked hard for them, I hustled hard for them, you know, yes, I discipline them where they need to be disciplined,
but it's a good balance.
It's a struggle. I would say, man, it's probably 60-50. I wish it could be 50-50, like it's the work hard, play hard type of thing, and have a good balance. I'm almost there, and like I said, my wife's helping me.
You're working on it. It's good.
But I would say it's really difficult. It's almost like I feel like, I'm like, man, they went to school all day. Now we have to come home. They have to do chores. Now they need to put their clothes away. Now they need to take a shower, brush their teeth. Now they need to eat dinner. It's like, oh, now they need to do homework. It's like so much structure in their life. I almost sometimes feel like it's overboard, and I'm overstimulating them, but not necessarily in a positive way. You know, so I feel like it's hard finding a good balance of them. Still getting their education and coming home and still having that set structure, but yeah, man, like I enjoying their childhood, you know.
But they still do. But you just have to look at it when you look at their grades and stuff, and then that kind of gives you a reflection of yourself. Like, maybe I should just understand that they need this. And it's not a bad thing.
No, I mean, and again, parenting is trial and error. I'm seeing what's worked, what's not worked, and you know, I'm like, man, my kids are still at a young enough age to where I can still be like, okay, let me reel it in now, because I don't have many more years where they're still innocent enough to where they listen to me and still take my advice and like not like way off on the deep end.
Teenage years, because you got one teen.
So,
and what would you say one of your strengths are? We're gonna start with strengths versus weaknesses.
Oh man, okay, so my strengths, I think the complete opposite actually. I like that I have and can give my child structure.
Okay.
But at times, well, I'll start on the strength. The fact that I can give my child structure, I'm proud about.
Good.
You know, she knows when she's getting up for school. She knows when school is. She knows what's expected of her when she comes home. And I think she enjoys it. I feel like kids do need structure, and they like it more than we think.
They're used to it. To be real, so it makes it a little easier for us to kind of put that in their life because they already have it every day at school.
Right. And so I feel like, you know, I'm on top of things when it comes to her school. We read. I'm always like pushing. I freaking volunteer at her school just so I can see her in action at school. I'm like, okay, wait, who's around her? What is she doing? What is her,
on the other side, I volunteer at my kid's school, but for field trips. So I do the field trips and I do the fun, you know. And it's like, oh, should I be a para reader or whatever they want to call it?
Not the academics, though.
I don't want to do academics.
But I think the downside of that, and like for me, my whole thing as far as having a child is I want to give them a childhood that they don't have to recover from as an adult. You know what I mean? I want to be able to protect her, to be her good friend, to know that she can count on me, but at the same time look at me as a person she needs to respect.
As your parent versus
as your mom,
friend.
Right.
Yeah,
but always know that I always have her back.
Of course.
And so I'm like, I don't go to sleepovers. I'm very like protective of her because
would you say that was your weakness?
Like, are you too overprotective?
I feel like I'm too overprotective sometimes. Like, I don't like her going to people's houses. I just love her here at home. I'm like, always, you know what I mean? Like, no, you're going to stay here and I've got to keep my eye on you.
I can see that, like, as she gets, because right now she's only 5.
Yeah.
So as she gets older, I can see that, depending on how she turns.
I hope she doesn't have a problem with it. I told my husband all this time, I really hope that she's one of those girls or kids who just love spending time with their parents.
She's gonna love spending time with her friends and her homeboys.
No, she's about to be that preacher's kid.
And she's pretty.
No, she's not. She's a lot of
She's about to be
she can't spend the night nowhere to eat this. I'm saying.
I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
So what would you say your weakness is?
being too strict.
Being too
Really?
overprotective.
And one day realizing that I was too strict on her, she's like, you know what? Well, I never got to do this. I never got to do that.
Like almost like sheltering her.
Right.
So you feel like you shelter her. Like you're not as.
Yeah.
Okay.
And do you feel like it's only because you only have one?
Yeah, I feel like I have so much pressure because I only have one that I have to like make sure this one that I have comes out as good as she. I only got one shot at this.
Oh, you can only hope for so much when it comes to that.
I know.
All right. Well, Shasta.
Well, I guess I can start off with, I guess one of my weaknesses would be showing affection.
Oh.
I
Wow.
suck.
Really?
I suck.
Now, was
I
it because you didn't get shown affection to you as a kid? Like, why do you feel like
Is that
that's
something
hard
that
for
you're
you?
carrying along because you just didn't have affection?
Yeah, my mom didn't like hugs.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't realize I did this until the kids, I think my kids love hugs, and I'm just not a hugger. I'm like,
You're
don't
like,
touch me. Yeah, but
Oh, wow.
I'm very like mommy. Like if
Yeah.
if I need to take them to the emergency room, if I need to
Yes.
fix their
Well, I
cuts
think
or
there's a
whatever.
difference between you. You're still nurturing, but not as affectionate.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you say I love you a lot in your house?
I say I love you.
Okay. It's just the physical thing.
I'm not a physical touch.
Got it.
I don't but they want that.
Yeah.
They always
They
want to
do.
come hug me, and then like when they're hovering, I'm like, could you get off of me?
Oh,
Like, could you
really?
move? Like
Yeah.
I tell them to move all the time.
Aw.
Like, get off of me.
Oh.
Like all the time. When they're like 1 to like a baby to like 2, I like love on them.
Yeah.
But when they big, like get the off. Like it's bad. It's really
So
bad.
how do you feel like that affects them? Like, do you feel like they're gonna grow up
They might.
almost either needing more nurturing, needing more?
Or they might be the
affection?
opposite. They're like, well, you know, I didn't get as much affection, so I'm gonna like do that with my kid. You know, It just
They
depends.
might. I mean, I make it a point to say, okay, come here, give me a hug.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
But I suck at it
Yeah.
because I have to do
It's
that.
something you really
I have to
work at.
mentally go,
Yeah.
okay, give me a hug. Like I have to do
Do you think
that.
there's a difference between, because you have boys and girls, do you feel like the boys you're more or less, or do you feel like the girls, like, is
No.
it just in general, it's just...
It's just in general.
Okay.
Like my son, like he like the way he loves to spend time with me is watching football. He like talks to me about it. He talks to me about his homework. He talks to me about my kids talk to me about everything.
Yeah.
So it's not like they don't feel like they're close to me.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like they're very close to me because they always communicate
Yeah.
with me. Period. Like
Yeah.
I think I'm a good mom in that way, but it's just the whole affectionate thing, like physical hugs and kisses and touches.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that I need help on.
Yeah.
For
So
sure.
what's your strength? What's something that you're proud about?
I'm well rounded.
Okay.
I
Like
feel
what?
with everything. Like
How
they
does-
know how to cook.
Okay.
They know how to clean. They know how to do their homework. They know how to be a woman. They know how to. They're well rounded. They
Yeah.
know streets. You know.
Like street life versus...
They know everything. Like
Yeah.
so, they're very, very, very well rounded. I think that I do that well.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're like scared to talk to me. They tell me everything.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying? I feel like I balance their life and play and sports.
Oh.
I lost the earring, y'all. But I feel like I balance pretty well. And I think
good.
that that's a strength because working, excuse me, you know, I gotta get back cute. I'm sorry, y'all. Like working and being a mom and everything else is kind of hard to balance. But
It is. And it's
I
not
feel like I'm
pressure.
good at that.
Yeah.
A good balance, but I definitely need to work
Yeah.
on hugging and loving.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that being said, because I'm just like reflecting off of what both of you guys said, right? And it's kind of like, okay, it's almost like you want to relate, like to what you're saying, relate to what you're saying. And it's like, I definitely feel like my boys, like they do cook. You know, you already know,
Yeah.
Kayvon loves to
Oh,
cook.
yeah.
Kayvon always helps me clean, and I work from home. I have my studio in my home. So, you know, my house is always clean, so they do do chores.
Right.
So it's like I'm hearing you and I'm just like, oh, it's like I'm structured. My kids are structured. But then it's like you think like how is that not almost like where's the balance of like being too structured, you know? And then like I don't know. Like how like okay, for you, how could you be less structured? Like do you actually feel like maybe being a little bit more
I think what I'm doing is actually good. Like I feel like I feel really good about the decisions that I'm making as a mom.
Do you feel like you maybe as she grows older you'll release a little bit?
I will. I definitely want her. Like it's really important for her to really know that she can talk to me. She can, really depend on me to like be open about things and come to me with questions that she has.
Right.
I definitely want to keep the communication open. So I think like as she grows older, I'm gonna become more lenient.
Yeah, you'll trust
and
her.
you know what I mean? We'll be able to talk.
I mean, only because she's so young. She's 5.
So like,
it's like
why are you so structured right
now? But it's
now?
like you're so structured with her while she's 5. But I feel like when she gets older,
it's gonna be worse.
It's gonna be worse.
Dungeon and keep her all to myself.
Right, she's gonna start to grow, develop,
and you're like, oh, you're not going outside. You're not with no friends. No sleepovers.
Not my Brooklyn.
Well, girls.
No, I'm realistic about what is gonna happen. But I just, more important, I want her to know that I am gonna be here for her.
Regardless.
And she can tell me everything and anything, and I'm always gonna have an open ear.
Yeah,
that's good.
Okay. Well, with that being said, I actually want to ask, how do we balance? Just to shift it a little bit, how do we balance our anxiety? Like with motherhood. How do we balance our stresses?
This one.
Right?
I'm drinking tea still, you guys. I got inches to lose because of motherhood. Speaking of that, I gained 75 pounds with this last baby. Green tea, this is all it is in here. I really did.
Wow. But I mean, like, with that being said, like,
yeah, it's a lot of work, and I do feel like having a kid, it gives you even more anxiety because it's a whole new person that you have to watch over,
have to deal.
make sure they're good. I just say like take it one day at a time, and try to breathe through it and hold on tight.
Yeah,
like you're giving labor.
But I almost feel like the reason why I brought that up is right. Well, I almost feel like because maybe that's why I am like my kids' friends. Like I don't think my kids' friends. Like I'm still very structured, but not structured. I'm still very like
mother.
I'm still where I need to be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like my boys have manners. Like I make sure they open up the doors for women. I make sure they ever hit a woman or not even argue with women. And don't talk back. And I instill those things in my kids.
Morals and values.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I think what's hard is when I'm at odds with my boys, because I do lack in the disciplinary side of things, it almost gives me anxiety. Because it's like, I don't want them to be mad at me, or I don't want them to be.
Ooh.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So you're a mommy pleaser.
Kind of, but I feel like
make sure they're
and what sucks? I'm kind of like
that. But you like that with everybody.
I like that with all aspects of my life. I don't like my mom. My mom, she just recently passed, but I didn't want her to be upset with me. I don't like when my wife's mad at me. I don't like when you guys are mad at me. I'm like, oh my god. I just don't like when anybody was mad at me, and I don't even know where that stems from. But so when my boys are mad at me, it's like I just want to like make it right. Okay, let's have a talk. Why do you think I yelled at you? Why do you think you're in trouble? And it's like I just want to get on the right page with them so they know, even though I'm mad at you, where
it came from.
Yeah, so that they know that I'm not just being mad for no reason. I'm not just being angry for no reason. Like there's a reason behind it. Are you guys like that as well, or?
Yeah. And I think that you're such a good mom. I know that they're so proud of you, and I see it. Your boys really have a good time with you, and it really shows on like the type of people that they are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, do you guys have the same struggles? Is it just me? I'm like,
no, it's not just you. I feel like Miles always says this. He says that I explain myself all the time, and I do that. Yeah. Because like if I disciplined you or if I'm mad at you, I want you to know why. Yeah. Like I'm not just yelling at you for no reason.
Yeah.
I do that. So he's like, you always explain yourself. Well, I want you to understand why I yelled at you, why you are not going to your friend's house, and I want to make sure you interpret my reasoning and if it makes sense to you. And so I always make sure that I sit here and say, this is the reason why you're not going. Do you have any questions? Does that make sense? Like I literally do it on every type of relationship that I have. I don't know why I do that, but I just do that. And I don't like people to be mad at me either. Yeah. So I'd be like, I'm sorry if I made you mad, but this is why. Yeah. So I do that too. I think we're all pretty normal.
Yeah. With that being said, I think that it's really important that you have good MILF friends.
Yes.
And you encourage each other, and I feel confident with me, Shasta, co-parenting.
Right.
With me, Latia being best friends. I feel confident that I can go to them and be like, oh my god, my wife this, or oh my god, my kids this.
Then, for example, I know this is kind of off topic, but like with the co-parenting thing, when Kayvon was like acting, out and lashing out and just being disrespectful, you was like, hey, could you go talk to him?
Yeah.
And I had no issue with doing so because he was just not, not being right.
Yeah, Kayvon, he's 11 and he's still learning himself, and he feels like he can kind of say
what he wants to say when he wants to say it.
And I'm like, no, that's not how it's going to work. But because Shasta was at my house at the time that this was happening, I'm like, girl, you better go talk to you better go talk to Kayvon because, you know, I'm about to.
He needs a little pep talk.
You know, he needs a pep talk, right? So like,
and I'm more strict than you are.
Yeah, but you know, and I feel like what I like to also have my kids know is that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be acting like this at my house and go to Shasta's house and act another way. Like, we're on the same page. So I wanted her to be like, girl, you better go talk to him, so that he knew, you know, that he can't act like that at your house either.
And he's a good boy. He listened and he took heed on that and apologized. But
he did. He apologized right away.
Yeah, but I think this was really, really good conversation.
Yes.
It feels good to like release, you know.
I know. You're like, it's almost like self-reflection. Like, wow, am I really bad at that? Oh, I'm good at this, you know. And it's like, it's good to.
We can pat ourselves on the back sometimes, but
you did a good job.
we are just as normal as you guys. So if you guys are struggling, I keep spitting. I'm struggling with that. If you guys are struggling with anything, you guys have any questions for us, or something that you feel like we're good at and you're not, ask us, because we'll be happy to give you guys feedback.
Well, the goal is to be, you know, transparent, you know, and we're moms at the end of the day. Like, we're not perfect.
Not even a little bit.
I know. And this whole journey,
that doesn't exist.
We just want to help each other grow and encourage each other. Encourage you guys.
Exactly.
And man, you know,
you're not alone.
Encourage us. Give me your words of wisdom. You know, we're MILFs. Just because we're MILFs ain't mean we don't got all our stuff together. So
thank you guys so much for watching, as always.
All right, so stay beat,
stay fly.
Remember, you're one of a kind. Till next time on MILF Talk.